welcome into Coach Craig's Sports. Just doing a quick live stream here for PrizePicks. Obviously, I've been talking about doing this for a little while now, especially throughout the week, going through some of my favorite plays on PrizePicks for the day. Not sure that this is going to be an everyday thing, but the days that I am available to do it, kind of go through some of the picks, why I like them, and kind of what I'm playing overall. For the most part, for the NBA side, I'm going to be looking at fantasy points just because those are the easiest ones for me to do, because I do daily projections at the beginning of the morning. And looking at the prize pick lines, you can kind of tell where they go between my projection and kind of where the prize pick line is overall. So we're going to start with the three that I have picked out. I have a bonus fourth one as well today. So we're going to start off with Jalen Williams for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's listed as a guard/forward on PrizePicks. His fantasy projected score is 22.5 points. I have the over on that. Going into some details, I have some notes just off to the side that I'll cover as well. So Jalen Williams has hit the over his last 10 games. He's played at least 27 minutes in 14 of his last 15 games. So that's a good sign that he's going to have pretty safe minutes as well. He's not really a young player that's gotten into foul trouble or anything else like that. The last time he played the 76ers, who is his opponent tonight, he had 27.1 fantasy points, and that was back on December 31st, so the very end of last year. And he's averaging 22.92 fantasy points on the season. So all these things are pointing to him being a good play overall tonight. And then when you're looking at the average fantasy points on the season as well, you have to keep in mind that this was a guy that was not in the starting lineup to begin the year, and he was injured for a portion of the year when he first came up. He played a couple games, then got hurt, and then he missed some time, and then he came back and had to get reacquainted and everything. But he's been a very promising rookie so far, so he's definitely looking like a good one overall. Then we have Terry Rozier over 33.5 fantasy points for tonight. He's going against the Toronto Raptors. He has, let me bring these notes up real quick. He has hit the last 4 games. He's been playing really well once again, shooting the ball extremely well. He had 48.5 fantasy points versus this Toronto team the last time out, which was his very last game. Same matchup tonight. Looks pretty good there. He's averaging 34.31 fantasy points per game on the season. So that's already another good sign over the 33.5. So can't really go too wrong with him tonight unless he just shoots the ball incredibly bad. Looking like a pretty solid play overall. The last one for my main three on this card for my 3 favorite plays for today. Royce O'Neal, 22.5 fantasy points. I got the over on that. He's kind of been a little bit up and down as of late, so he's not like the safest one when you compare it to some, but he's hit 3 out of his last 4 games. There is no Kevin Durant tonight, so his minutes are solidified, or at least more solidified in that way, because since the Nets have kind of been healthier, you've been seeing games where Royce O'Neal lost out on some minutes, especially when he was away from the team. I believe he was dealing with a personal matter. Then he came back. Then his minutes weren't quite what they were early on in the season. But now there's no Kevin Durant, so he should be in line for 30-plus minutes once again. Definitely don't have a problem with that. He's averaging, I believe, let me pull that up again. And he's averaging 24.85 fantasy points per game on the season. So that's a whole almost 2.5 points above what we're looking for tonight. Pretty decent matchup as well. Pretty decent matchup as well against the Boston Celtics. Should be a relatively competitive game, so they're going to probably need him out there more often than not as well. Guy that could definitely help out on the defensive end, maybe do a little bit more scoring. He's a guy that does a little bit of everything: rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, just a little bit of everything. That perfect role player that you're looking for. So those are the 3 that I got right now. For me personally, I ran this line out as a flex play. I always do flex plays. I try to do 3 or 5. I know there's 6 out there now, and that's become like a popular thing because people are chasing money. But at the same time, you got to know there's lots of things that can happen when you play and you bet on these lines. With a flex play, you only got to get 2 out of 3 right to make a profit on any given line and then on any given day. So when you're talking NBA, guys can get hurt, which I had a line the other day with Kevin Durant the day that he did get injured. And then LaMelo Ball was in that line as well, and LaMelo got in foul trouble. So you can get hurt, you can get in foul trouble, and games can go out into blowouts. There's a couple other weird situations that can happen that guys just don't perform up to expectations, but just keep that in mind. That's why I prefer the flex play. Yes, it pays out less, but you only got to get 2 out of 3 right in that situation. The bonus fourth play that I do have for tonight is LaMelo Ball over fantasy points. I believe it's still at 43.5. So we're just going to scroll down to him real quick since we do have this up. So he has quite a few props tonight. You could look at his over assist prop tonight as well. But 43.5 fantasy score for LaMelo Ball. I like the over on that one as well. Obviously, the major concern that you have here with him on any given slate is if he gets into foul trouble. But, they just play Toronto. You're not really afraid of him getting into foul trouble versus Fred VanVleet. So that is something to keep in mind there. He looks like a pretty solid play overall. He's hitting 5 out of his last 6 games. He had 47.8 fantasy points versus the Raptors the last time these two teams played, which was the most recent game. And then he's averaging 44.33 fantasy points per game on the season. Obviously, when he first came back, he was a little bit rusty. He had to kick off some of the rust from the injury and everything too. But he's been a pretty solid play overall, a guy that I like betting on for fantasy points quite often as well. But with that being said, that's what I have for my PrizePicks plays for today, January 12th. If you guys have any questions, if you have any questions about plays in general, PrizePicks, if you're interested in that at all, feel free to let me know. I'm going to drop my code down in the comments here too. So if you do sign up with this code, make a deposit, you'll get a match, I believe, up to $25. Helps you out just a little bit, helps me out just a little bit. If you guys have any questions at all, always feel free to reach out to me, whether it's down in the comments or on Twitter at CoachCraigSports. But with that being said, that's what I have for this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you'd like to see more of this content in the future, be sure to let me know. And good luck tonight on PrizePicks. But with that being said, that's really all I have for today's video. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports. Mainly focusing on the NBA DFS side, trying to build up a little bit of this PrizePicks as well. But if you're interested in any of that content, any DFS content in general, a little bit of NFL draft content sprinkled here and there, definitely be sure to check out the channel, so be subscribed. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss any time I upload in the future or go live with the live stream. But with that being said, that's all I have for today. Quick little stream talking about some PrizePicks. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. But with that, hopefully you all enjoyed. And then with that being said, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching this live stream or tuning in on replay. Definitely appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me. And I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.